Quadrilaterals, parallel and perpendicular lines. Your learning target today is I can identify parallel and perpendicular lines and quadrilaterals, and you'll know you're successful when you can find out how many parallel and or perpendicular lines there are in a given quadrilateral. All right, so today we are going to just be looking at lines. And particularly with these quadrilaterals, I'm going to be telling you about parallel lines and then perpendicular lines. So I know we talked a little bit about this before when we were talking about quadrilaterals and their attributes, right? Their angles and sides and what parallel meant. And just to give you a good definition of parallel, that really is a line, two lines actually, lines that never touch. So like I had said in the parallelogram, the ones on the sides, see how they're kind of like this, where they never touch. They are lined up with each other. They're on like a slant right there. Those are parallel. Same with the ones that are on top that I'm going to highlight in pink, right? The up and down. They line up with each other, so they are parallel. What does it mean, though, when a line is perpendicular? Well, perpendicular is a different kind of word. Those are lines that actually do touch. They cross, and they make right angles. So I do not see perpendicular lines in our parallelogram. I see two sets of parallel sides. That's why it says opposite sides are equal and parallel. So the ones in pink are parallel, and then the ones in that navy blue are parallel also. In the rhombus, I see the same type of thing. On top and on the bottom, I see two parallel lines. And then I see on the sides a parallel line and a parallel line because I see them line up with each other perfectly. Let's look at the rectangle. So I see some parallel lines on there too, right? On the top and on the bottom, and also on the side and the other side, right? These line up with each other, but I also see some perpendicular lines because I see some right angles. So let's see where they would be. Right angle is that L shape, remember? So anything that would cross and make that right angle. So these would be perpendicular lines because we know that would be a right angle, this would be a right angle, right there and right there. There's four of them. Let's look at the rectangle. I see a line that crosses, and so that makes a right angle. I see over here some more lines that cross, and they make right angles. Same with on the bottom, so just on the other side. Here we go. Those two lines cross when it went from top to the side. They cross, and they make a right angle. So there's four perpendicular lines on that rectangle. So that would be parallel versus perpendicular. Again, parallel, the most important thing to remember, the rule is that they are lines that never touch, and they're lined up with each other. Perpendicular lines do touch, they cross, and they make right angles. So remember, your learning target today is I can identify parallel and perpendicular lines in quadrilaterals, and you'll know you're successful when you can find out how many parallel and or perpendicular lines there are in a given quadrilateral.